Gentleman yields back. The chair now recognizes herself for 5 minutes. Chair Gensler, while you were a professor at MIT, you spoke at length about how technology could be used to democratize finance. In fact, in a lecture quoted in a podcast entitled Paying It Forward with FinTech with Professor Gary Gensler, you stated, and I quote, "What I was drawn to at MIT was this sense that maybe we can democratize capitalism a bit more, that we can use technology to make finance more inclusive and more accessible to many more millions of people in our country and many more hundreds of millions of people around the globe. Now, sir, as chair of the SEC, you've put forward a predictive data analytics proposal that jeopardizes the innovation and technology that's made investing available to millions more Americans than ever before. I'm confused. At which Gary Gensler, the American public, should believe? The academic version, who spoke glowingly about the power of technology to help more investors participate in U.S. and global capital markets, or the SEC version, who apparently thinks all use of any technology by broker-dealers and investment advisors is inherently conflicted and firms should just stop using technology altogether. Chair Gensler, could you please briefly explain this change in your views?
I thank you for the question, a clever question. It's the same Gary Gensler. It's not my identical twin brother, Rob, or anything. It's me. And I believe technology is so transformative. I think artificial intelligence, machine learning is so transforming this decade and so forth. I think robo-advisors and brokerage apps, whether they're using these new technologies or some of the older predictive data analytics, just stand by that basic concept that the investor is first, not the investment advisor is first. That's all.
We agree there, and this proposal fails to acknowledge the already existing and well-functioning SEC regulations, such as Regulation Best Interest, Reg BI, and the fiduciary standard that protects investors. I would really urge you to withdraw this regulation, as we already have this in place. And during your last appearance in front of this committee, I asked you, sir, if you were planning to rewrite Regulation Best Interest, Reg BI, and you said that it was not currently on your agenda. However, the Commission's proposal on conflicts of interest associated with the use of predictive data analytics effectively rewrites Reg BI by holding broker-dealers and investment advisors to a higher standard of conduct and conflict neutralization than Reg BI. Were you intentionally withholding your plans to supersede Reg BI, sir, with a new proposal when you testified in April?
I feel the same as I did in April. I think this doesn't change Regulation Best Interest or the fiduciary interpretation. This does build on them in an important area around using predictive data analytics. If a function, an optimization function, it's a little bit of a math thing, but if the math is basically putting the investment advisor's interest ahead of the investors, if it's making a recommendation or it's giving a nudge, a behavioral nudge to steer somebody somewhere, therein lies a conflict. That's what we're trying to do.
It's too broad. I mean, we don't even know what technology would be applied here. And at the core, Reg BI has a fiduciary standard, the best interest, that is already there. You are now superseding that, and it's not just duplicative, it throws out potentially the fiduciary rule in Reg BI. So I again would encourage you, and I think we have bipartisan support to withdraw this rule just as soon as possible. And let me just ask you this question, since I have a limited time. How many staff, because this was a question I sent you that we haven't received response, how many staff with the Division of Trading and Markets and Division Investment Management and the Division of Economic and Risk Analysis were actively involved in drafting the predictive data analytics proposal?
I don't have a number, but I would say that generally speaking.
Do they have advanced degrees in computer science, data science, or engineering, sir?
A number of them have advanced degrees in economics and computer science, but I don't know how many of them do.
Well, I've sent you a list of questions. I'd love to have those answers. My time's expired.